Happy Monday morning, if it's morning for you. I hope that you're excited for this week's live Monday Music Motivation. And as always, I would like to welcome you to this week's live Monday Music Motivation. Today is sort of a bit of a follow-up from last week. Last week we talked about not shoulding on yourself and why that can cause struggle, and part of that was about the difference between expectations and reality, where we say I should be able to do X, Y, or Z. We're expecting that we're able to do X, Y, or Z, but it's not actually happening, and then we become upset, we become frustrated. And honestly, I think that difference between expectation and reality is the root of all dissatisfaction and frustration. So the opposite is what we're talking about today, which is to enjoy where you're at and accept where you're at and find joy in it, and not put further expectations on yourself, not be looking forward to a goal. I think as a society, we do this a lot in many different areas of our lives, where it's the sort of, I'll be happy when this happens. And I think we do that in our musical journeys a lot as well. I'll be happy once this performance goes well. I'll be happy once I win this audition. I'll be happy once I'm able to play this piece, once my articulation sounds however. And that is making it harder for us and adding frustration to our journey when we could just be enjoying where we are. A really good example of this in my life was my senior year of high school and freshman year of college, where I was actually had my eyes opened to some significant deficiencies in my playing. My summer before my senior year of high school, I went to a pre-college summer academy music festival type thing, and there were other players there around my age who were much better than I was. When I started my freshman year of college, I was dead last chair. We did placement auditions at the beginning of the quarter, and then it was sort of ranked very linearly at my undergrad, and I was dead last behind the music minor, and it sort of opened my eyes to like, oh man, I'm like have some issues and need to improve. But looking back on that time, now I'm thinking that was like some of the best time of my playing. I would love to go back to that time when I was making just massive growth in my playing, because honestly, I was just starting to practice a lot more than I had previously to that. And that felt so good to be making that massive growth. But in the moment, it didn't feel great because I felt like I was really behind and had to catch up. I wasn't too hard on myself. It felt pretty fun, but in the moment I was working towards the goal of not being last chair. Looking back on it, I look back upon it very fondly and would love to have that kind of growth again. But when I'm in either of those, where I'm like looking forward towards the goal or looking past and wishing I had that, it's expectations versus reality. I'm hoping for something that isn't the case currently. Right now in my playing, I'm pretty darn good. I don't have that much headroom to grow exponentially. As amazing as that would be, I can't even imagine if I made the same amount of growth as I did my freshman year of college and senior year of high school. If I did that now, like, I don't even know what that would look like. That'd be crazy. So I can't have that. I also can't have the past that I wanted. I can't have any goal, even if it's a more reasonable goal than that. I can't have that goal right now because I am where I am. So basically, the moral of the story is don't regret, don't miss, don't wish you were in the past. Don't wait until the future accomplishment to enjoy your playing. Just enjoy where you are now. And that's what I sort of want to challenge you to do for this week, is to pull out the clarinet as you're practicing, and whatever's coming out, whatever's happening, just be grateful for it. You're here, you're making music, you're working on your clarinet playing. Sure, we should have sort of things that we're working towards, and you want to be improving and listening to how you actually sound and working your way up. But don't wait until you've achieved whatever you're working towards to be happy. Just enjoy that you're here, you're working towards it. And it's also really helpful to trust that if you are here and you're working towards the goal will come eventually. It might take a really long time. It might take very little time. It might take more for you than it would take for somebody else. It might take more for you now than it would have taken for you 10 years, 20 years, 50 years ago. But that's okay. You are where you are. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't compare yourself to the past. Don't compare yourself to the future. Enjoy where you are. So hopefully that gives you something to think about, a little motivation for the week. Also, to keep you organized and action and actually doing work while you're here and enjoying where you are. Let's plan our practice for the week using the template. Here's what the template looks like. You can go to the link in the description, quickstartclarinet.com/get started, or just make it for yourself. It's the date for the week, reflection of how things are going, and your goal for this week. And then most importantly, planning when you're going to actually practice and what you're going to practice so that you can be moving forward. Enjoying where you are doesn't mean that you stop moving forward. It just means that you enjoy the next step you're taking rather than not being happy until you've reached the summit of the mountain. So that's what you should do to fill out your plan. Once you have your plan for when you're going to practice and what you're going to practice, put it in your calendar, set reminders, do whatever it takes to actually commit to that plan and stick with it. And you'll have a great week of practice as you enjoy what you're currently working on, enjoy the progress you're currently making. So that's it for today's Monday Music Motivation. Fill out the template, enjoy where you are, and have a great week of practice. Thanks so much for watching and hanging out here. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, even if you're watching the replay. And I will see you next week on the next live Monday Music Motivation. Have a great week.